Sorry, man.
Okay.
Get out! Yo! Yo, chill, man. Get out! Chill, man.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for some of the most innovative and refreshing horror movie plots of the 21st century.
You were the doc, and you said to me.
Number 10. The Dark Side of Beauty, The Substance. The Substance is a haunting exploration of identity vis-a-vis the human desire for eternal youth.
All right, I hope I see you next week for Sparkle Your Life. We're gonna work on the lateral abs, you know, the most difficult part to sculpt. But in the meantime, take care of yourself.
The plot revolves around a mysterious serum that allows individuals to create a second youthful body. It's a second symbiotic form of physical rebirth. The film delves into the psychological and ethical consequences of living in two bodies at once, blurring the line between reality and self-delusion.
Remember, there is no she and you. You are one. Respect the balance, and you won't have any more inconveniences.
The story is rife with moral ambiguity, body horror, and the creeping fear of losing one's identity. The Substance offers a fresh take on the be careful what you wish for trope that has long been essential to the horror genre. Number 9. Melodramatic body horror, The Skin I Live In. Pedro Almodovar, already a master of melodrama, created a genre-bending masterpiece with The Skin I Live In. Frequent collaborator Antonio Banderas stars as a brilliant plastic surgeon who, after a personal tragedy, becomes fixated on creating an artificial, indestructible skin. His twisted experiments unfold around a mysterious woman who becomes the subject of his work. The Skin I Live In is a disturbing and thought-provoking film about the intersection between control, obsession, and identity.
Es una broma, ¿verdad?
Llámalo como quieras.
Pero me lo prometiste.
Te mentí.
It offers a fascinating and terrifying lens on both bodily autonomy and transformation. The narrative, too, weaves a complex web of psychological horror and vengeance. Its blend of medical science, moral ambiguity, and personal trauma pushes horror conventions into uncomfortable territory, leaving an unforgettable impact. Number 8. A Demonic Noir, The Wailing. Film noir, with its deep pools of shadows and its focus on mystery and moral ambiguity, is a genre ripe for a horror crossover. Director Na Hong-jin delivered with The Wailing, creating an intense and unpredictable cinematic masterpiece.
그 귀신이 덫에 걸리면 저 집 딱이 3번 올 것이오.
Set in a small village plagued by murders and a mysterious sickness, the film follows a police officer drawn into a spiraling investigation. What begins as a detective story quickly evolves into something far more unsettling.
이 도대체 무엇을 본 거야? 아, 무엇을 봤냐고?
The line between the rational and the supernatural blurs in a world beset by paranoia and desperation. Its intricate layering of religious symbolism and chilling atmosphere is utterly immersive. Nothing in The Wailing feels certain, with danger lurking beneath every surface.
私に触れてみろ。幽霊には肉と骨がないが。
Number 7. Haunted by Grief Itself, The Babadook. Eschewing jump scares for the psychological terror of slowly unraveling, The Babadook is arguably one of the best horrors ever made. The film follows Amelia, a widowed mother struggling to care for her troubled son. Their discovery of a disturbing children's book introduces a terrifying creature, the Babadook, into their lives.
Mom, does it hurt the boy? Mom, does it live under the bed? Mom?
As the sinister presence in their home grows stronger, it becomes increasingly clear that this horror is a thinly veiled metaphor about the haunting power of grief. The film expertly weaves together themes of trauma, repression, and motherhood. The Babadook is the physical manifestation of how grief, when left unchecked, can tear lives apart.
We said we protect each other.
Number 6. Body-stealing hitmen, Possessor.
Mr. Tate? Mr. Tate, are you there?
In the era of drone warfare, Possessor imagines a world where we become drones ourselves. The film follows an elite assassin who carries out her hits by inhabiting other people's bodies.
I've temporarily suppressed the host will. You should find you have near to full control, but We need to move quickly before the effects wear off.
Using cutting-edge technology, she takes over their minds and uses their bodies to commit murder. The process blurs the boundaries between assassin and host, leading to profound and deadly conflict. After a botched hit, both she and her host struggle with neurological and psychological dissociation and deterioration. Filled with stark visuals and visceral violence, Possessor delivers a complex narrative. It scrutinizes notions of self and remote connection with others, even as fewer of the audience's interactions with others take place in the real world.
Don't do it! Come out or I'll do it!
Number 5. Sadistic Revenge. Saw. More than 20 years on, Saw has become a well-trodden franchise and a backbone of modern horror.
Live or die. Make your choice.
The original film, however, redefined the horror genre with its relentless brutality and intricate narrative structure. The film centers on two men trapped in a dilapidated bathroom, forced to play a deadly game by a twisted mastermind known as Jigsaw.
You are a perfectly healthy, sane, middle-class male.
As they struggle to survive, the story unfolds through a series of flashbacks and reveals. As the characters confront brutal moral dilemmas, we discover that these intricate traps are reflections of the characters' misdeeds.
You told me that after you left your house last night, you went to work at a hospital. That's because it's the truth. No, it's not. Your wife is right, Larry.
While these are now considered conventional tropes, 20 years ago, it was groundbreaking storytelling. The psychological manipulation and extreme tension were an interesting new twist in a genre built on punishing wickedness with violence.
Who are you? You know who I am.
Stop the lie!
Number 4. A Vegan's Nightmare. Raw. At its core, Raw is the story of how, beneath the thin veneer of civilization, we are really all just animals guided by dark urges. It follows Justine, a student beginning her first year at veterinary school. She is soon subjected to a weird hazing ritual, forced to eat raw meat.
Première fois que j'attends aussi longtemps en open bar.
C'est quoi?
Attends ton tour.
C'est de la viande?
C'est un rein de lapin, vaut mieux pas le savoir avant en général.
This erstwhile vegetarian realizes that she has more than just a taste for it, but is filled with an insatiable craving. She physically and psychologically regresses into something more primal and savage. At its heart, Raw is a cautionary tale about desire and repression, as well as the latent potential for violence within us all. Raw taps into deep cellular fears about how some people are just one push away from their most savage selves.
Si c'est pour observer la faune du matin, là, je te tue. Oh, c'est fou ce que t'es agressif.
Number 3. A shocking deep dive into human frailty, When Evil Lurks. Like many horrors, When Evil Lurks is rife with nihilistic themes. The difference is that it takes what's normally just flirtation to its natural conclusion. It's a disturbing tale about the futility of hope in a world where apathy can lead to our downfall. Set in a remote rural village, the film follows two brothers who uncover a spreading demonic possession. Unlike conventional horror narratives, the film eschews simple solutions or heroics. Instead, it opts for a grim portrayal of how human vulnerability and fear amplify the chaos. As the characters confront forces beyond their control, their choices become increasingly desperate and tragic. In the aftermath of COVID, it's a stark reminder that many will use disbelief as a shield in the face of calamity.
Ni se te ocurra. La única manera de matarlo es con esto. Sácalo.
Number 2. A slow burn chase in plain sight. It follows.
And that this is certain. The worst thing is that it is certain.
Many horror films feature high-intensity pacing and use jump scares and surprises as adrenaline spikes. It works, but after a few decades, it can get a little stale. It Follows throws those tropes in the garbage, instead using inevitability, relentlessness, and patience to bring tension to a slow, inexorable crescendo. Jay is a young woman who finds herself pursued by a mysterious entity after inheriting a strange curse. Passed on through intimacy, victims find themselves harried at every turn by a figure only they can see slowly chasing them.
Greg, are you okay? Greg?
The audience is hounded by the dread of her constant, unavoidable pursuit. It Follows captivated us with its haunting minimalism and its ever-present sense of impending doom.
See? Everything's okay.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. A Lack of Dialogue, A Quiet Place. This moody horror relies on incredible physical acting because speaking can be deadly. Horror in Broad Daylight, Midsommar. A festival in rural Sweden turns into a violent nightmare for a group of young Americans. Subverting the hero's journey, Beau is Afraid. This surrealist odyssey centers a man confronting his fears on his journey home.
Oh, why are you doing this? Grace is so careful about this room. It's my brother!
A horrific tone poem on class, The Menu. An exclusive restaurant provides rich diners with a last-in-a-lifetime experience.
And now our final dessert course is a playful twist on a comfort food classic. The s'more.
Remaking a classic into a tale of domestic violence, The Invisible Man. This remake shows why invisibility is truly the scariest possible superpower.
It's some kind of suit that Adrian has built, and it has cameras, and it somehow... What?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. A terrifying social commentary, Get Out. Jordan Peele has emerged as one of the most powerful and bankable voices in horror, with a unique ability to blend social commentary with genre thrills. He captivated audiences with Us, solidifying his knack for exploring deeper societal issues through chilling narratives.
We've been waiting for this day for so long.
But it's hard to make a bigger splash than he did with his directorial debut, Get Out. In it, he weaves a compelling tale of a young black man, Chris, who visits his white girlfriend's family.
I know what you're thinking.
What?
Come on, I get it. White family, black servants, it's a total cliche.
I wasn't gonna take it there.
The sinister secrets he uncovers highlight America's persistent struggle with privilege, race, and exploitation. The film cleverly plays with the discomfort of microaggressions and the facade of liberal acceptance.
How do you feel now?
I can't move.
You can't move.
Why can't I move?
You're paralyzed.
We learned that horror is a perfect lens with which we can scrutinize the underbelly of society.
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
Is there another horrific plot creepily standing behind us without our knowledge? Let us know in the comments below.
Are you frightened? Yes. Not nearly frightened enough.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.